Welcome to the IoT Podcast Cybersecurity Mini-Series Special. I'm your host, Isaac Knight, Cloud Talent Specialist at 5V Tech. In this episode, we're joined by Professor Ben Azvine, Global Head of Security Research and Innovation at BT Group. Ben is responsible for setting direction and strategy for security research, identifying innovation opportunities, and leading a strong international team of researchers. In the episode, we get into a reflection of IoT security in 2023 and what is to come for 2024. Hi Ben, thank you for joining us on today's special episode of the IoT podcast here at the IoT Security Foundation conference. Really great to have you on. I know you've had a very busy day, so appreciate your time. I guess we'll jump straight into it. So if you could tell us a little bit about you and your background and what you do in your position.
So thank you very much. My name is Ben Azvine. I'm the Global Head of Security Research for BT Group. It's a great job. My job is to look into the future and prepare us for the challenges ahead in terms of security and develop new capabilities to meet those challenges.
Amazing. Now, obviously, being at the IoT Security Foundation, being a hot topic. So, what are the biggest innovations or lessons you've seen for IoT throughout this year?
Well, I think IoT is a fantastic opportunity. IoT as a general is a fantastic opportunity for companies, for the society, for individuals. Mm-hmm. But I also think that there's a big gap in terms of security of IoT. And I think the biggest benefit of IoT Security Foundation is to raise awareness of the consumers and suppliers of IoT systems and products and services. And I'm really pleased with the representation of the industry in this event. And I'm really pleased with the number of research projects that are going on, which are looking at the future challenges. Because I think that once we get over the hygiene factors in terms of, what security needs, antivirus, firewalls, patching, those kind of security things, then I think we've got really big challenges to meet. For example, the number of devices is going to be hundreds of billions of devices. We've never had to secure such a massive infrastructure. So I think there's a number of really interesting challenges coming our way, and my delight is that IoT Security Foundation is actually positioning itself to have the answers in the near future for these challenges.
Good. Yeah, I hope so. And you mentioned just very briefly, moving into the future. What do you think we can expect in 2024 for IoT?
Well, I come from a industry which is very security conscious, right? And I know that what we have to do in IoT is very similar to what we did with IT, right? So, and I think IoT is a little bit behind in that sense. So with IT, the industry moved in the direction of trying to prevent all the attacks that we will encounter, but then realizing that you can't prevent everything. And now you have to focus on detection and response capability. And I think what's ahead for IoT is exactly that, is about how do you collect a vast amount of data that we can get from IoT devices and build really advanced detection and response capabilities. And going beyond that, I think the role of AI is quite important here, because I don't think we can rely on humans to secure the IoT infrastructure. So in trying to create this massive defense mechanism for detecting and responding to attacks, we have to deploy AI. And I think in 2024, we're going to see some really interesting developments around automation of analysis of the data, automation of anomaly detection, automation of early signs of attacks, and automation of what needs to happen if we find that an IoT device is compromised. Can we actually automate that? Because you cannot expect manual intervention when you have hundreds of billions of devices and each house has hundreds and nobody in the house has the skill of, being able to remedy those those vulnerabilities. So I think it's going to be, focusing on developing monitoring and response capabilities for IoT systems, and then deploying AI to try to make that as automated as possible.
Mm-hmm. You've answered my next question already in two, so that transitioned very well. I had a very similar conversation just before this one, actually, learning about sort of AI optimists and AI pessimists. I myself definitely an optimist, but to learn more about, the more advancements we have in AI, there's the more opportunity for exploitation as well. So really interested to see how that kind of moves forward and how it's dealt with, essentially. And thank you for taking the time out to speak to us as well today, Ben. Been really great chatting and learn a little bit more about you and what your thoughts are moving forward.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
No worries.